Namaskar. Welcome to Yoke Stock English. Thank you so much for supporting my videos. As I am requesting every day, kindly subscribe to my channel. I know you're watching my videos, but you are not subscribing. So please subscribe and give me a like, share my video if you like it. So in today's video, what I wanted to explain, a lot of parents that they are traveling to America, UK, Australia, where their children are settled in their countries like, daughter or a son. So some of the parents who doesn't really speak English, when they go for the interview, how do they manage? I will explain you today what to do if your parents cannot speak English or don't even understand English. Some parents can speak little bit of English. Some parents can understand, but they cannot speak. So all these people, if you're watching this video, so you advise your parents to follow what I'm going to say. So as soon as they get into the embassy, you must request an interpreter or translator. So that language, however they use, so you must explain in the embassy that I cannot speak English, or maybe if they don't even cannot explain that, because once you get into the US embassy, obviously everybody will speak English there. So I mean, if there is any guards or anyone belongs to that local community or Indian community, then they can speak Hindi or English or whatever it is. But in US embassy, most of the US staff will be there. So as soon as you get there with all your documents, you just tell them that we cannot speak English, we need an interpreter. So, and then you have to tell them which language interpreter you need, like, Telugu or Hindi or Malayalam, whatever the language. So once you tell them, by the time you get to your interview, they will arrange your translator. So the embassy person, whoever the officer asks you a question, then you can answer directly to him within your own language, and the interpreter who sit there, interpreter, translator, whoever you think, they will then convert your answer to the visa officer. So any questions that they will ask, this translator will be in the middle, that they will explain everything to you and your version to the other person. So you must ask for a translator if you cannot speak English. And there are housewives, like, they don't even sometimes, what happens, some of the government employees, they can speak English, but their wife don't speak English. In case if your visa officer wants to speak to her, ask some questions, so you must tell them that my wife cannot speak English, we need a translator, because you can't answer behalf of her directly to the visa officer. You must remember that any question asked your wife, she must answer. So because she cannot speak English, I wanted to answer, that is not allowed. So she must directly answer. So what you have to do is, you have to request again a translator or an interpreter, that you tell them she cannot speak English, so she need a translator. So that visa officer directly ask a question to her, she will then reply in her own language. More or less they will ask you, can you please explain about your family, how many children, all the children are got married, where they settle down, these kind of questions are how many children that they have, where they are living, in which country they are living. So these kind of common questions that they will ask housewife. So these most of the home related questions that you can't, as a husband, no, she can't speak English, I will explain to you. No, that's not your question. Whatever the question asks you, you answer it. Whatever the question that asks her, she has to answer it. So she will then reply directly to the consular officer with her own language. Hindi, whatever the Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, whatever the language. Then the interpreter will convert exact words into that with consular officer in English, explaining what she said. But never ever tell visa officer that I can answer that question because that she can't speak English. Okay, so once you ask for the translator, they will provide. If you don't ask the translator, they do not provide. when you go for the visa interview, you will get into a trouble that they will ask you something you cannot answer because the way of they talk their English is different. English, I mean, spoken by Americans different, United Kingdom, British people are different, Indian people are different. The same words can be interpreted and spoken in a different ways. So sometimes they might speak very fast. You may not understand what they are talking. Though you know little bit of English, I mean, a lot of parents think that I know English, I can answer questions. But if you cannot answer in a proper way that the visa officer can understand you, you may get your visa denial or rejected. So that is the reason, if you are not confident in English, though you understand perfect, but you cannot answer in a proper way, you also can request for a translator. Simply tell them, I can understand English, but I cannot speak properly, so I need the translator. So kindly provide me the translator so that I can answer all the questions. In a way, that is the best way that the translator can exactly explain what the visa officer asking. In case if you are misrepresenting the facts, then your visa is going to be denied or rejected. I mean, if you understand half English, half in a proper way, that if you don't understand the question exactly that they are asking, there may be a chance that your visa will be rejected. So that is the reason, though you know English, you can understand, but you cannot speak, you must request for a translator or interpreter. So this can be done even when you book at the time of your interview. You can mention that we need an interpreter, because most of the times actually your children, whoever that they are applying, they are sponsoring your visa, they can do this. Or I mean, if you can't even tell anything, you just make a note of it, put it someone, you ask someone to write it in a paper that we cannot speak English, so we need an interpreter. So you show that to them, they will immediately give you the interpreter. Okay friends, this is what I just want to share in this video. Translator or interpreter is a very important. If you don't know English, you cannot convey your exact question and answer, so you must request for a translator or interpreter. If you like this video, kindly like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.